I'm sitting in the brand new 2019 Ram 1500, and I think one of the biggest strong keys to this interior is really storage and functionality. We're the best. We're the leaders in really thinking of this thoughtful, useful storage. We basically have 151 liters of storage volume inside the cabin alone. That's basically twice the closest competitor, and it's all useful storage. If I'm not driving, I love sitting in the back of the new 2019 Ram 1500. It just has a ton of space. We've increased the cabin itself by 4 inches. So that has actually opened up this volume back here. We got rid of our tunnel that we used to have back in the vehicle here, and it really just opens up the flat load floor that we have. You can lift the seats up. Underneath the seats, we have close to 40 liters of additional storage with a kind of a flip out feature that we have. We have things like grocery hooks underneath the seats. We also have some really cool things. They're basically class exclusive features for us. It's called our Ram bins, which are actually storage units inside the floor. And we've actually increased them about 5 inches from the previous version of the pickup truck. And they have a removable bin inside of it. So you can put things in like a 4-inch drop hitch. You can actually put in there something that's dirty. You may need to take it out, wash it out. And it's also, what's great about that is it's hidden. And then besides those, on either side of those, that bin, we actually have tie downs, which I love thinking of this rear space as kind of like an SUV's rear area. And by the time you put the seats up, you kind of have a lot of this really vast storage back here that we use the tie downs to kind of secure things. So there's a ton packed into this rear compartment. The front, obviously, as a driver, you're going to be really living in that front area. One of my favorite features of the pickup truck is our center console. We have close to 40 liters of storage alone just in the center console, and really the keys with that is it's reconfigurable. So we have a bunch of different positions that you can actually move the cup holder. You can store things like a 15-inch laptop in there. All of our media outlets are all kind of self-contained within that storage unit. But then you have the simple things like the upper and lower glove boxes. They're dampened. A lot of our storage areas also are lined. We call it flocking, which helps to kind of reduce the sound that by the time you put in all these things in there and you're obviously using it as a truck, you're not hearing the rattling that's going along. We have simple things like in the doors. All 4 doors have storage in the middle area as well as the lower area. Our front doors have these foam inserts which actually can house multiple size containers. And if you need something extra large, you can actually remove the foam insert and then put in basically a liter of a bottle in there. So there's just a lot of little thoughtful areas. I think you're gonna have fun basically loading up your pickup truck for the long haul. You live inside these vehicles, so it's really important for us to take the time, make sure that there's just a lot of functionality and really key useful storage inside this truck. Some of our top goals with the truck were honestly no compromises. That was a theme throughout the rest of the design of the pickup truck. From an interior standpoint, we really started with an exceptional interior already in our Ram truck. So honestly, it was easy from that standpoint. We had a good footing, had a ton of stuff that over the years we have had input with customers on what's worked, what's not worked, and I think we've listened to that. Something we've been doing a lot lately. So as soon as you step into this vehicle, you're gonna open the doors. We actually got power side steps on the truck now, and so it's kind of an inviting feature to really step up inside this interior. Yeah, technology is it's one of my 3 keys, I think, for the interior development. And for us, it was something we had to not only absorb from designing the screens and the features like that, but we had to absorb it into the overall statement of the interior. And that 12-inch screen really looks at home in the environment. We have redundant controls on either side of the touchscreen. The navigation screen in that system, in that 12-inch screen, is amazing. It's full screen navigation, pinch to zoom. You have multi-touch gesture controls. And the Uconnect system itself can not only display the full screen, it basically takes almost 2 8.4 screens and stacks them on top of each other. Storage, it's one of the keys of this pickup truck. At the end of the day, the truck can look really beautiful on the outside and the inside, but it's still got to function as a pickup truck. So storage is definitely paramount. In the front of the compartment, we did a great job at creating this center console. It's one of the best features of the pickup truck. For me, there's a lot of flexibility with that. The customers can basically use it how they see fit to their needs. We also have on the passenger side an upper and lower glove box. That's a decent sized space. The lower glove box is lockable. And then the rear of the pickup truck is a great space. It's really, for me, an area that our designers and engineers went crazy in terms of trying to find all the little nooks and crannies and make the space very functional. You know, really at the end of the day, every little place within this truck, every stone has been basically turned over and looked at with scrutiny, with all the capabilities that this group has in terms of making the best possible truck out there.
For the 2019 Ram 1500, we had numerous design goals, interior, exterior, all the way down to the all-new logo that we created. So we wanted everything to be new from the ground up. So what the customers will notice on the 2019 Ram 1500 is proportions. That's first and foremost the thing they will notice from a distance. And a lot of that is due to the credit of the 4-inch larger crew cab, which translates into a longer wheelbase, longer overall length. Probably the second thing they'll notice is the 22-inch wheel, especially on the Limited. It stands out, it looks great. There is no crosshair on the new truck. It's an RAM grille on the front and a ram's head on the tailgate. I think it really freshens the design and kind of really moves it forward. Each price class has its own grille aesthetic. Some are variations of others, and then you have different colors and different finishes. If you go to the body side, especially on the two-tone, you can see the two-tone line has a interlocking shape with the body side molding and the shapes above. Same thing when you go to the rear. You can see it in the tail lamp design. It actually is kind of more of a horizontal statement in the headlamp design. I think it makes the truck look more integrated versus just a layering effect of different elements. When you look at the Limited and you look at the Rebel, we call them the Beauty and the Beast. And I got to thinking about the new aesthetic for the new Ram. It's brutish, but at the same time, it's beautiful, and so we kind of came up with Brutiful. Regardless of the material that it's made of, whether it's glass or plastic or metal or composite, aluminum, what have you, it looks like, you know, if it were to take a beating, it would survive. I jokingly say if you hit it with a sledgehammer, it would break the hammer. So we took that to heart and put that into the design of the all-new Ram, and we also put that into the logo also. So we wanted it to look unbreakable. It's all about more. It does so much more than today's truck and than what the competitive set does. So much more storage, more content, more feature. 22-inch wheels on the exterior, and you get a couple flavors of those. You have the Rebel, which has its own unique character. It looks so incredible, the aesthetics of that. 12-inch screen on the interior. The list just goes on and on and on about what this truck does. It's all about more.